Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Coolbeats.sound.
Yeah, you got to do that. Greatbars.com.
Every couple seconds.
Coolbeats.com. All right, guys. Welcome to the Grid Engine Podcast, casting out. We actually texted your mom and got a couple sponsors from her. So today we're hearing from Circle Spot and
Blue Toke.
yeah, a couple of great things for us. And I'm super happy. Also, we have Eric back in the house, and I'm so unbelievably hype. It's not even freaking funny, dude.
It's pretty cool, man.
He's
We've been
finally
trying to get
back.
him back on the podcast for like 8 years.
Our emotional support animal has returned,
Dude.
and I am very happy about it.
Vacation, but I'm back.
Yeah, he was gone for a minute, but now he has returned. So,
Yeah. I don't know how he got the paid time off, man. We don't offer that here.
I know. We pay him like pennies on the dollar. It's pretty sweet. Okay, so today we are finally resuming our conversation about favorite video games for a certain generation of consoles. So I think before our first sponsor, we're going to cover Wii, PS3, and Xbox 360. You
Yes.
think that's safe?
Yeah.
We didn't really touch on PS2. I mean, Ratchet & Clank started there. That was cool.
Star Wars
Xbox,
Battlefront,
Yeah,
Xbox, the original Halo, Combat
Mhm.
Evolved.
right. And then, I mean, other than that, we don't have a ton of time, so I'm not just going to like spend all our time on that. I want to talk about the newer stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's what I'm freaking talking about.
Yeah.
Newer as in 2 generations ago.
Yeah. Uh-huh. What we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to go ahead and start with PS3,
PlayStation.
Xbox 360,
Xbox 360.
and Wii. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and discuss that generation consoles.
The generation. All right.
Yeah, and what I'm going to start with is Lego Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
Ooh. Well, technically, that would be Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga,
The first really good one, yeah.
because Lego Star Wars 1 and 2 were PlayStation 2 and Xbox and GameCube era.
Okay. Well, yeah, The Complete Saga. I played it on Wii. Then I got it for
Same.
PS3 when I got a PS3. And it was just H-Dizzle, and it was better.
Uh-huh.
Never owned an Xbox product in my life other than Xbox One for a brief moment till I traded it in because it was the home screen was riddled with ads and I hated it. So that's my opinion. It had that Lego game along with a bunch of other really good Lego games, and so I enjoyed it. Also, Ratchet & Clank on PS3. All of them were bomb.
Mm.
And there were a couple other like really good games on PS3. Ton of Black
I
Ops 2, you know, that type of shit.
Yeah.
All right, your turn. All of you.
Well, so
Oh my God.
PS3, I didn't have it. So my only real PS3 experience was I played Mag at a friend's house.
Dude, Mag was fucking awesome. I loved that game.
Never heard of it.
Dude,
Tell me about it.
It was the Battle Royale before Battle Royale.
Oh.
It was like you could get 128 people in a lobby, like a match.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like Call of Duty, like probably like Modern Warfare like era of like the gameplay or like the weapons, like, so there was no advanced movement, but it was just big maps with over 100 people. And it's trapped on the PS3 with servers now down.
Yep.
And they have not like revived it, and I think it would still be like it would have a place in the market today.
So part of the problem with Mag and finding servers for it and finding games was there was 3 factions: Sever, Valor, and Raven. And when you picked a faction, it wasn't like Call of Duty, how you just, you loaded up into a game, searched for a lobby, and then it found one and put you with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You could only play with people on the same faction as you on your team.
Oh.
And you could have multiple characters, so you could have a character in each faction. But, like, for example, Valor was the faction that was, like, modern, realistic military. No one fucking played on that faction. Because Raven was, like, futuristic high-tech, and then Sever was, like, rustic, like, rebel-type.
Mad Max type shit?
Yeah. And everyone played either Sever or Raven. So if you chose Valor, good fucking luck finding him later in the game's life.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to it till it had been out for a long time. So the faction system was really cool, but it hurt the game a lot in the later stages of it because if not enough people of your faction were online, you just were fucked and you couldn't find a game.
Oh. Sly Cooper. I know you and I did a podcast on
Yeah,
that.
Sly
you and
Cooper.
I, Noah. And yeah, I meant to mention that when we were talking about mobile consoles, Eric. It was like my favorite game of all time, still is. I'm replaying it currently.
Oh, nice.
And Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, specifically, the fourth one, the most refined one before they just stopped making it, which really fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And the movement and the controls are just butter smooth, and it's a really cool adventure with a really cool, like, cel-shaded art style. And that was on PS3 as well, and so I feel it deserves a place here. In my opinion, that will be in one of my top 5 at the end of the video for sure.
Oh, yeah. My first PlayStation 3 experience was actually Modern Warfare 3.
Mine
It
was Little Big Planet Racing,
Oh, yeah. I got...
the kart racer for Little Big Planet, because why not?
Yeah, why not, man?
Is
I
that
got
that
it for-
carpet-looking guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
carpet guy.
Yeah.
I've never heard him described as carpet.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Crochet.
Or crochet, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's better. I'm thinking of the
little
PSP.
carpet fella.
A little carpet fella talking about...
He's just a little guy,
Have you seen this little guy?
little carpet guy.
Little carpet fella.
Typical X-bot.
But yeah, I got it for my 13th birthday. My dad got me a PlayStation 3 with Modern Warfare 3. And I still had one of those box AV TVs because PlayStation 3 had AV cables.
Yeah.
But when I loaded up Modern Warfare onto it, it gave me a prompt that said I couldn't play it unless I had unless I was playing it through an HDMI cable.
Fuck.
Wait, really?
So my dad went out and got me like a 32-inch HD
Okay,
TV,
what a fucking chance.
like
dude.
same day, so I could
That's
actually
cool.
play it.
Your dad sounds like a baller.
He's a
honestly.
pretty cool guy.
That's
yeah,
pretty cool. I want to shut up.
bitch.
Man, you've been talking this whole time. I want to hear from our
I've been
quiet little
talking.
emotional support golden retriever.
Yeah, let's bring up the Xbox 360. Sorry, I got to mention one game on the PS3.
You talked about 2 for 20 minutes.
I commented on his, and then I talked about one. So shut the fuck up.
I'm just fucking with you. I do want to hear. I want to usher in Xbox 360 talk between you two because I have really nothing to say other than I played Halo 3 at your house a bunch, and I was like, whatever. I was never impressed, to be completely honest. But yeah. See, this is where our golden retriever starts to bark. You know,
Yeah, I got words. Those are fighting words.
he's not all pets. He's barks too.
He's Borks.
Okay, well, look, 360, Halo 3. I mean, everyone knows it's like the best Halo game. And
Oh yeah, I love that game.
we'd always go to your house or my buddy Ben's house, and we played like so much Halo 2, and like we would play campaign and we would play a lot of multiplayer, and then we finally got Halo 3 and we went through and did the co-op campaign, and in my opinion, I think Halo 3 is my most replayed game of all time. It's not my number one, but it's a top 5. But it's the
Right.
game I've replayed the most, and I think it's the perfect length, and it is a perfect, like, the level design from like start to finish is, I don't think a game since for a campaign has. There's never been a better example than Halo 3 in my opinion.
Halo 3 was an amazing game because I remember my first introduction to Halo was I wasn't allowed to play it, but my older brother Alex was. So we were at your house, and you and Alex were in like the game room playing Halo 3 ODST Firefight.
Oh,
And I would like walk past the door and stop and be like, "Damn, that looks really cool. I want to play that."
Yeah.
Because how many years older than me are you? You're like 26, right? 26, 27?
I'm 20.
Damn,
Gosh,
bro, homie doesn't
27.
even know his own age.
That's how you know
I
he's
don't remember
old.
if I'm 27 or 28.
He's one of the two.
27.
Okay,
27.
so you're 27 and I'm 23, so you're 4 years older than me. So at the time, I think you were like 16, 17, around there, and I was like
12, 13.
12,
Yeah.
13. So I wasn't allowed to play Halo yet. And then you played it with Alex so much that he loved it so much that he bought an Xbox 360 that came with Halo Reach. And Halo Reach was actually my first Halo that I ever played.
Wasn't that one like bad compared to the other ones?
A lot of people, actually a lot of people really like Reach. It's just they completely like changed the visual style. They went for like ultra realism. Well, all the Halos before it kind of had like a mix between like it was realistic looking, but it kind of had like a slight cartoony vibe to it. You know what? Because like the assault rifle was like super rounded and almost like cartoony looking.
Yeah.
But in Halo Reach, they went for like an ultra realistic look for it.
And
I kind of wanted your opinion on that, just because you're a big Halo guy, way more than I am.
so, I mean, I played the original 3, mostly 2 and 3. I didn't play a lot of 1 because we just went straight into 2. But
Yeah.
Reach is it's still a Bungie game. It's the last game that Bungie made, the original. And, I mean, there'll be arguments till the end of time of, like, how Halo should be. It is a sandbox arena shooter. And the way that Halo evolves is through its sandbox, not like movement and the addition of the abilities as opposed to equipment like in Halo 3
Oh, I remember.
changed it a lot, and a lot of people didn't like armor lock was stupid, and just the existence of
Remember that
sprint
shit.
ruined.
Oh yeah, everyone was super pissed that they added sprint. I remember that, dude.
It's because it's so common. Like every game has sprint except Halo.
Yep.
But if you grew up on Halo, it changes. Like specifically, it's mostly for multiplayer. It changes like
CS:GO doesn't have sprint.
Yeah, but CS:GO is an entirely different game.
It was on Xbox 360.
It was. That was awful on Xbox 360. But yeah, because I remember everyone getting super upset, because I remember multiplayer, pretty much everyone either used jetpacks or sprint. So it completely changed up the way the multiplayer felt.
yeah.
Because everyone was either flying or running around. And then you'd be driving a Ghost, and there'd be that one motherfucker with armor lock who would fucking fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
It's still fun. Like I like Reach. There's really the only Halo game I don't like is 5. I haven't played Infinite. I hate what they've done to the game. Okay, we're getting off topic, but I like Reach. I'll just say it. I like Reach.
I like it a lot too. It was my first Halo, so there's a little bit of nostalgia there for me. Sure. But after I played through Reach by myself and played a fuck ton of Firefight, I went back and I played 3. And 3, I played the entire campaign on co-op. I played with Elisha up until the Flood became a major part of it. He was still really young, so he started having nightmares.
Oh.
So after that, I swapped him out for Alex, and Alex and I finished the campaign. But it's funny when I think back about playing the Halo 3 campaign, I really only remember playing it with Elisha. So yeah, I don't know. I know for a fact that he started having nightmares and stopped playing it with me. But I associate that game with co-op with Elisha, though, because that was like when I was really into it. It was super fun. I started playing the multiplayer a bunch, and I would probably say I enjoyed the campaign of 3 way more than Reach, but that was also probably because I was playing it co-op with my brothers, and Reach I just ran through by myself.
Nice. All right, we got 5 minutes. I think we should all together discuss the Wii.
The Wii? Mm-hmm. Oh, Mario Galaxy was my first game on the Wii. I got it for Christmas. Super
Nice.
Mario Galaxy.
Yep. I played a lot of Lego Star Wars, the complete saga. And I played a bunch of like random shit that I found at Big Lots, like the really bad Sonic games and stuff.
Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah, it was not good, but obviously Wii Sports. And
Oh yeah,
Wii Sports
a
Resort.
classic.
I think Wii Sports Resort is probably the best game on the console, other than like maybe a couple of the Zeldas that made it on there.
Yeah,
Are you a GameCube Twilight Princess or a Wii Twilight Princess?
I'm a Wii U Twilight Princess guy.
Yeah, I forgot that game spanned 3 consoles.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Typical
Is
Nintendo.
every now and again it happens to where like Zelda's just a console doesn't get its own Zelda game.
Yeah,
Because like with the
kind of like
Wii,
Skyrim. How many consoles?
Yikes,
3
dude.
now? Probably 4.
27.
Yeah.
But like for example, the Wii Twilight Princess came out for both the GameCube and the Wii, and it wasn't until Skyward Sword came out for the Wii that the Wii like had its own title, and then
Yeah.
eventually they remade it for the Switch. But that's neither here or there.
Justin Bieber looking ass.
Who?
Link
Link?
in
Oh,
Skyward Sword looks
in
like
Skyward-
Justin Bieber. Look, it's the only reason I haven't played that game yet.
It's. I would say the Wii version is iffy. The Switch version is the reason I like the Switch version is the motion controls are way better with the Joy-Con instead of the Wiimote with the Wii Motion Plus. And if you want to, you can play it with the Pro controller. And your second joystick that would normally be for looking around is just for complete control of the sword. So you just like swipe the
that's kinda
joystick in the direction you want to swing the sword, and it actually works really fucking well. I decided to play that way because I'm not a huge fan of motion control, and it works really well, and it seamlessly fits
cool.
in the game. So
That's cool.
it's definitely a good way to play it if you're not a fan of motion
Very
control.
unique mechanic for sure. What are some other games, Eric?
Wii
What did you play
Sport.
on the Wii?
Well, kind of the same games as Wii Sports Resort. Played with my grandparents all the time.
Yep. My grandma was the only one in our entire extended family that had the extra shiny bowling ball.
Oh, with the
Oh,
diamonds
yeah.
on it? Oh,
Her
dude.
and my grandpa would do like the Wii Fitness every single day, and my grandma actually like would rage about the age it gave her. It was so funny, man. It was so funny.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
Me and Danny, we probably like last year, we played a lot of Wii Fit, and just the...
Me and Noah found a balance board for $5 at a thrift shop.
We
Yep.
did.
It was pretty
They're
sweet.
dirt cheap.
Oh yeah,
Just because there were so many.
Yeah.
Nobody uses them anymore.
you can't talk about the Wii though without mentioning Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
That game
Oh,
was so broken, man.
Oh, it was.
Meta Knight every day.
It did introduce, though, the campaign to it, the Subspace
true.
Emissary.
Yeah.
The Subspace Emissary was awesome. It
That's
was
true.
super fun. It actually had like a cool story to it. I remember playing through that as a kid. I was genuinely emotionally invested in the story of Super Smash Brothers.
And the 2D sections of it to get from like fight to fight was very unique, and they haven't done that again.
No, they
right?
haven't.
Yeah.
Because in the newest one for the Switch, it's just like going fight to fight. You just like, it's more like challenges than an actual campaign.
Yeah.
But with Brawl, they actually put a lot of work into actually developing like a real campaign.
Yeah, the Wii suffered a lot from not being able to update games.
Oh,
Whereas,
yeah.
you know, PS3 and Xbox 360, they could patch things, and that was okay.
That's pretty
But
like
the
a
Wii,
boss.
well, yeah, the Wii Brawl was unbalanced as fuck, and that was just how it came
Yeah.
out. And Mario
Meta
Kart
Knight.
Wii was
Oh, Mario Kart
super
Wii was
broken.
broken as hell.
Yeah.
Did you played that, right?
I played a little bit of Wii. I played a lot at once, and then I haven't played since. But
Lucky motherfucker.
I just didn't like bikes, and I was just like too much of a purist. I'm like, I'll only
A lot of people didn't like the addition of bikes because if somebody knew how to use it, they just dust you every time.
like if
Yeah.
you had to know how to use bike, like the Funky Kong bike combo, and like that. That's
Oh,
like if you
yeah.
don't know how to do that, you are gonna lose.
Yep.
Unless you get like the best items, and the item balancing in that game is
Every balance.
hilariously
There was no
awful.
balancing in that game at all.
It was
Yeah.
fun. It's still fun.
Oh yeah, it was fun, but I remember I wanted to kill people when I played that game.
Well, that's every Mario Kart, to be completely fair. And Mario Party, same deal.
Yeah, but like Wii was way worse.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I play like 8 or like 8 Deluxe with people, I just kind of like, it makes me mad, and I'm like, oh, dude, I could punch you right now. But when
Right.
I played Wii, I was like, I want to slit your throat.
Well, also, you were an angsty teen at the time, so that
True.
probably played a part in it. All right, guys, it's time to hear from our first sponsor, Circle Spot. So it's a website creator, and it basically just provides you with everything you need to make a website specifically for feet pics. It doesn't actually help you with anything other than that. Like if you want to make a website for selling a product or something that's not feet pics, it will actually just delete the website and continue to take your money on a monthly basis. So yeah, if you're trying to sell feet pics, definitely go to circlespot.com/gridengine to get 20% off your first 13 months of subscription stuff. Now, we're moving back on to the thing where we go ahead and do the thing where we talk about PS4, Xbox One, Wii U.
Yeah, that was
Wii U.
the same generation. Yep.
So I'm going to start us off.
Just completely glossed over the Xbox 360 and PS3. We were like, hey, remember Call of Duty and remember Halo? There was nothing else.
Yeah. Maybe someday we'll go farther into like each console. Because, I mean,
Yeah, when we only have this time, we're going to have to gloss over it. Sorry.
yeah. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the PS4 starting. And I think the PS4 had a lot of remakes.
It did. The
That
main
was like
one that
kind of what
comes,
carried it.
the main one that comes to my mind is The Last of Us. That's when I didn't play The Last of Us on PS3. I didn't get into it until it was remade on the PS4.
Yeah.
Um,
And they introduced Skyrim with certain mods,
yes,
which was really cool.
they started
for people that
they
didn't
started
have a
to
PC.
allow you to mod Skyrim on console, which was really cool.
Yeah.
It was actually like a legitimate reason to
Yeah.
re-release the game.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike this most recent
yeah,
one.
unlike the one on PS5. But yeah, you could mod Skyrim, and this was the generation where they actually put effort into making you really want a visual upgrade because they paired it with things that made it worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously you had Black Ops 3. That was on there.
That one was so much fun.
That
was
a
the
good game.
peak of the advanced movement Call of Duties.
That was the only
that
good
was
one.
Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
I would have to disagree. I really enjoyed Advanced Warfare. But Black Ops
I think
3...
you're the only person that holds that opinion.
No.
A lot of people didn't like it.
No, my younger brother likes it too. I'm
Okay,
not the
well,
only person.
He's biased.
But Black Ops 3 was definitely the one that refined it and made it really fun.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I hate about that is the fucking supply drop system. Because they started adding a
Loot
fuck ton of
box.
guns that you could only get, and it was like a 0.01% chance you would get a fucking actual gun out of the loot box
Yeah.
system. And then if you actually managed to get a weapon, they also, because you know how there's like, oh, the knife is an equipable weapon now, and if you melee with a gun, it takes 2 hits, but if you have an actual melee weapon, it's 1.
Right.
So they added a bunch of melee weapons as well, but there was more melee weapons than there were guns added.
Yes.
So if you got a weapon out of the loot box, it was a higher chance that you were just going to get a new melee weapon. Like, oh, you had a knife, but now you have a baseball bat or
Right.
boxing gloves. And that totally tainted your ability to get the new guns, which made it just absolutely shitty. But it was a scheme to get you to play more and spend more money.
Well, it was the time.
Yeah.
Every single
Every
game
game
was
had-
doing loot boxes.
Yeah, it was
know.
fucking shitty as hell.
Yeah. So, I mean, wasn't Halo doing it at that point too?
Halo didn't start doing it until Halo 5.
Oh, okay.
Which
was
They
Xbox
had their
One,
act together.
right? Xbox One?
Yeah.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
Xbox One.
So kind of the same era
Yeah.
after Black Ops 3, but
Well, 5 was really late in that cycle
It was.
because Halo 4 came out on 360, and then like it was like 360 Xbox One, and that was there for a while, and then 5 came towards the end.
another really good remake for the PS4 was the Uncharted collection.
I remember that, yeah.
They really, really did a lot of favors for the first Uncharted because that was like launch title for the PS3, and it was pretty rough.
Yeah.
But kind of making that game look better and sound better and feel better was a huge service to it, and that collection is just absolutely awesome. And then a Thief's End came out on the PS4, and that game fucking slapped. It was such a big deal.
Yeah.
Such a good game, man.
The Xbox One, I personally didn't feel like I feel like it didn't have as strong as a library as the PS4, because like the only really like standout games I think of when I think of the Xbox One is games that was available on both consoles, and then the Master Chief Collection.
The Master Chief Collection was a pretty big deal.
I
bought
was.
it and I played part of Halo 1. I was like, I don't like these games.
How did you feel about the Master Chief Collection though, Eric?
So that was the reason I got an Xbox One, and I know that like it was a horrible buggy mess.
Oh yeah, at launch it was
It was
a
terrible,
shit show.
but I didn't run into a single problem.
Really?
Any of the time. And I mostly just went through and played campaign. I did a little multiplayer, but I still was playing with friends like locally, so we would just queue up local games.
Yeah.
But so I didn't have any issues that people had at launch, and so it was a good experience. But you're right about that. Everything that came out on one was really just like that came out on both consoles. Call of Duty, Skyrim. Although Skyrim on Xbox was better because you had more mods.
Yeah, there was a lot more mods because it was Xbox and PC.
Yeah.
But PlayStation
yeah.
basically gatekeeped their shit, and you had to make the mods specifically for the PlayStation version of the game.
That was pretty frustrating when I first found out about that because I was like, man, luckily I had a PC, but for my console experience, it was kind of frustrating to find out that PlayStation was gatekeeping their shit.
I remember-
and Xbox was just like, fuck it, if you make it for PC, make it for this too. You're on the store. Way to go.
And I remember because you and I would play Skyrim on your PS4 every now and again with the mods,
Goober.
and you had some graphics like enhancer mods.
Oh,
but
I
it
paired
didn't
I
react
put
well with the snow. So anytime there was snow, it would just flash and
Yeah,
try to give you a seizure.
It was like big time epilepsy because I paired too many visual mods together, and it just took a shit. And we never gave enough of a fuck to like figure out which one it was. So we would just
deal with it.
Yeah, it was.
See, I
dumb.
just look up, like I get all the like gameplay mods because I still play Skyrim.
Yeah.
And then I just look up like, okay, what is the order for the visual ones? Like,
Yeah, because you have to get ones that work well together.
yeah, and you have to do them in like a certain order too.
Oh yeah, load order. You
Yeah,
have to
load
make sure
order's
that the load
important.
order is really set up right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just kind of pressed X on everything that looked good. Like boobs mod. Hello.
Oh yes, please. Jiggle physics for ass. Yes, please.
Yep. I want to watch my caked up male cat just run around, just fucking jiggling like crazy, dude.
See, I never did anything other than Nord or Imperial.
See, I would always play as a Khajiit, and when we did it, we based it on one of my cats,
Yeah.
whose name was Goose, and we call him Goober.
Yep.
And so his name in the game was Goober, and we gave him a sledgehammer, and like the only cinematic kill for the sledgehammer was taking someone out at the knees.
Yep.
And then smashing their head in.
Yep.
And so it became like a saying, just Goober's coming for them kneecaps.
Yep,
You
Goober's
best
coming
watch
for them
bro.
kneecaps.
It was fucking funny, man. And whenever we switched weapons, we were like, no, it's just not as good.
It's not as
Go
good.
back.
We got to get them kneecaps, bro.
Oh, fuck, go back.
But yeah, because I remember the Master Chief Collection. I played more multiplayer, and the only issue I ran into with the Master Chief Collection was finding a game. It took fucking forever to actually find an online match. Campaigns worked fine for me. But yeah, other than the Master Chief Collection, I really don't remember any significant Xbox title because I wasn't into racing games, so I never
I'd say
played
it's
like
only
the Forza
Forza.
and shit like that. I didn't really care about those.
I played, when I bought an Xbox One, it was during COVID, and I only bought it to play Forza Horizon 4. And it was really fun. And then I stopped playing it because I started playing a good game. Not really. Forza Horizon 4 was good, but I started playing something else, and then the Xbox just sat and sat
Yep.
and sat. And I was like, dude, every time I turn you on, I'm greeted with a homepage filled with ads. I can't
Yep.
tell which tile is a game I own and which one is going to send me to the store. So fuck off, Windows 8. Why are
Yeah.
you on this console?
Yeah, no, it was pretty rough. But the PS4, it had, like you said, the Uncharted, the new Uncharted game. It had the Last of Us remake and the Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
I've yet to play Last of Us Part 2.
It
But,
also had God of War.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big deal. That was a big deal. I never played it all the way through. I still kind of want to, but
I own it, but I've yet to play it.
yeah, but from what I understand, that game was like one of the best. One of the
Oh.
best.
Also, the Resident Evil remakes. That was on both
Oh
consoles.
yeah, they started. Yeah,
They remade Resident Evil 2 and 3. 7 and 8 came out. 8 was on 5 as well, but it came... And then the remake for Resident Evil 4 just came out yesterday.
yeah.
And
That
I'm
looks
so,
so good.
I'm
It
so
looks
hyped to
so
play it.
good.
I never played it when it originally came out for the PS2 and GameCube. I didn't get into Resident Evil until recently, until the remake for 2 and 3 came out.
Yeah.
And I played them both. Absolutely loved them. Fell in love with the franchise. And Simon and I are currently playing through 7 together.
I was going to mention 7 came out on these generations,
Yeah.
and that game took the world by storm.
Oh, yeah,
YouTube. That's all you saw.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? It was a good spook and a good play for
Yeah.
sure.
And I'm definitely gonna make sure I get and play the remake of 4 because to my knowledge, largely in the community, 4 is deemed as like the Resident Evil game to play. Like it's like one of the best ones.
Well, the thing is, you want to play. So I played all the early titles because I grew up on it. So like the original ones with like tank controls and like pre-rendered backgrounds.
Oh yeah,
PS1.
So like there's that version, and then 4 is when it changed to become like a more action packed game, and freer camera.
yeah.
And a lot of people didn't like that change, but a lot of people did like it. I liked it either way.
I think
Also
it drew in a bigger audience.
Yeah, and Leon is like just oozes badassery.
Oh,
So, I
yeah,
mean,
he's the
like, what
goat.
are you gonna do?
Yeah.
To my understanding, it was people really liked 4 because it introduced a more modern gameplay style, but kept the survival horror aspect better. to my understanding, it was 5 that started to piss people off, because 5 they really just poured into action third-person shooter,
Yeah.
and everyone was just like really salty about that.
I quit a quarter of the way in through 5, and that's the last one I've played. So like numerically, so yeah.
But if you haven't, the remakes of 2 and 3 are really fucking good. I
should
love
check
them.
them out. Yeah, I'm super hyped to. I need to get a new console so I can play the 4 remake.
Dude, I want to play the 4 remake so bad. I haven't bought it yet.
Yeah. What are some Wii U titles? I remember Lego City Undercover was a big deal because it was the first completely original Lego game.
Yes.
Other than like the old ones like Lego Island and stuff.
Yeah. So Mario Kart 8 originally came out on the Wii U.
That was a big
before
deal.
It was remade on
that
Switch.
was a very good one.
My favorite video game of all time, Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, was remade in HD for the Wii U. Twilight Princess was remade in HD.
Super Smash Brothers on the Wii U.
Super Smash Brothers Wii U.
The good one.
Oh
the
yeah.
objectively best fighting wise. I think Brawl's better because of the Subspace Emissary,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
amazing.
but the actual fighting mechanics of Smash Wii
And the
U
balance.
is so much. I think it's the best one.
The ability for patches and the amiibo thing
Yep.
started there too, which
Yeah,
was a
and that
big
was really
deal.
cool.
You and I were like big on that for sure.
Custom movesets too.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool.
the custom movesets was pretty cool.
And Mii's.
The introduction of Mii's into the game. Smash Bros. For the Wii U was just like prime.
Yeah.
It like, I mean, Melee is like the one that put it on the map.
Well, Melee is also the one that required the most skill and is
Yeah.
still held in the highest esteem if you are good at it.
Yeah, and that's why I would say, from me personally, who's just a casual Smash player.
You're just a casual smasher.
Yeah, just a casual smasher.
Yeah.
Melee was the
Bumble?
one that put it on the map and made it a big thing, and Wii U was like its prime.
Yeah, Smash 64 was kind of a joke. It was.
Yeah, I played it. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, it's
Right.
fun, but it's definitely,
If you know what comes after it, you're like, damn, bro.
what the fuck is it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like playing Halo 1 after playing literally any of the other ones.
Yeah, if there's no nostalgia to it, it is hard to get into.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, the Wii U, I think a lot of people slept on it because they were like, what even is this, dude?
Toad Treasure Tracker.
Mm-hmm.
That game
was a
originally
good
came out on the
game.
Wii U. What Mario game was it? Did they make an original Mario for the Wii U?
Yeah, there's a
3D fucking world.
Right.
That game fucking sucked, dude.
Yeah. They didn't make a real 3D Mario game for that one, and that could have been part of the reason nobody got it, because whenever there's a new 3D Mario game, that's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My problem with 3D Land, or sorry, not Land. Land was 3DS. 3D World. All the 3D Mario games had a camera that followed Mario. 3D World decided to have a fixed camera, which absolutely fucked with the depth perception.
Yeah.
The depth perception on that game was god awful.
Made it hard to play, made it hard to see, made it hard to give a shit about, and the main draw was for fucking, like, anime dweebs.
Yeah, you got to be a little
you got to be a
kitty
cat. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
like the biggest deal, is you got to be a cat, and it was all over the front cover, and that was all over the advertisements, and it was like, okay, what if I don't give a fuck about being a cat?
Yeah, what does this game have to offer other than kitty got claws?
Yeah.
That's my thing. It's like, it's a cool, like, I've played it with my niece. We played on Switch, and it's a fun game, but like, I don't care about the cat part of it. Like, why can't it just be the Fireball Mario or just regular Mario? Like, why? I feel like the obsession with the cat power up just ruined it for me.
Yeah, no, it was hard to get behind because of that. But obviously I was hella into the Wind Waker HD remake. I was playing that shit all the fucking time. And that's also, they introduced hero mode into the Wind Waker for the first time, where enemies do double damage and enemies don't drop hearts. So the only way to recover health is through potions or the fucking grandma's soup or whatever. And I did and completed a hero mode 3-heart run on Wind Waker.
Wow.
I just made sure I got all 4 bottles as early as fucking possible, and I always like loaded up on potions and soup and shit like that. And it was hard though, because if I remember correctly, the final boss, Ganondorf in Wind Waker, in regular mode he does 1 full heart of damage. So in hero mode he does 2 hearts of damage. So if you're doing a 3-heart run, you get hit by him twice and you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
So it was very because the thing about Zelda games, because you get a new heart container after every game, the game almost gets easier through as you play more, and that's what I wanted to remedy. I was like, I want this game to stay challenging and stay difficult, because once you have like 13 to 15 hearts, it's no longer a challenge, and you're just fucking gliding through it, fighting bosses like, and I wanted to try to maintain the challenge throughout the whole game, and that's why I tried that, and it was an amazing experience, an amazing way to play the game, and the Wind Waker HD was the first time I ever tried that in a Zelda game.
I gotta tell you, this is gonna be... Noah, you've heard me harp on this, but I don't think, Eric, you've heard me talk about this. Did you know they made... I'm mostly talking to Eric. Did you know they made an original Wii Sports game for the Wii U?
Wii Sports Club.
Yeah. What do you know about it?
So the funny thing is, I know more about the Wii U stuff now because I've been cramming to get the last bit of stuff before the shops close down tomorrow. So I got Wii Sports Club, and it...
Did you download it for free?
I did a trial, but then I bought all the games.
See, that's smart. You can't do that anymore. Even with the store open, I tried to buy it and purchase the games that I wanted, and it said I can't. Even with a gift card, couldn't do it.
So, like, the store won't let you buy it, or you don't have fun, or you can't upload funds?
Can't upload funds.
So so if you... Do you have a Switch?
Yes.
So the thing is if you... you can link your accounts, your Nintendo account.
I couldn't figure out how to do that.
You gotta call Nintendo and do it.
No fucking way.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. So, that's a bummer.
Yeah, because for hard copies of the game, it's $90.
Yeah.
Because that comes with all the sports. So I'm prepared to just pay that because I love Wii Sports. But I spent hours trying to get just purchase the two sports I wanted, which was golf and baseball. Because baseball was significantly better. Because
really
they just
fun
took the
on it.
original six sports. They made boxing worse. It's way slower paced. They added a whole new, an entirely new golf course that's never been seen since.
Yep.
And they added tennis was just kind of slower and lame, but baseball they really spent some time on.
Yeah.
That shit
With the
slapped.
gamepad, and you catch the ball.
Yes,
So
you
cool.
actually use the gamepad. It's the best use of the gamepad I've ever seen. You actually use the gamepad to catch fly balls, to do your pitching. It gives you way more control over where you pitch and what you pitch. And me and my dad, all we play is baseball on the original Wii Sports. So I was so excited to show him this. And I finished the trial and I was like, all right, I want to buy baseball. Cool, I can't. It was dog shit. I was very upset.
So yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Nintendo didn't do a very good job explaining how to do it, but you couldn't upload after like May or July cards to the Wii U itself. But if you have a linked account, you can just upload it on your Switch, and it shares the same balance.
That's
Okay, that makes sense.
so cool, man.
So for
Nintendo.com itself just sucks.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
unintuitive.
I thankfully have everything I want out of my Wii U. I have Mario 64. I have the original Paper Mario and stuff like that. I have Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. So,
see, that's the thing. I think that's the best part about the Wii U is the virtual console is
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot that's Wii U that's great, but man, they got the
virtual
virtual console.
was
It's so
fucking
good.
perfect.
Yeah.
And then with the Nintendo Switch, they were like, subscribe to our service that barely fucking works.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true.
Do you want input delay on a fucking console that's brand fucking new? Let's give us $60 a month.
Yeah. All right, guys. So now we're going to hear from our second sponsor.
Blue Toke.
All right, hit him with it, Noah.
All right, Blue Toke is a company that helps you help yourself. So, sometimes you go to the store, you got to buy all your ingredients to make your dinner. You got to do all that. You come home, you cook the food, you have a great time. But then what comes next? You got to fucking eat it. Who the fuck wants to do that?
Not me.
So Blue Toke is a company that sends people to your home to eat the food for you. Why the fuck would you want to enjoy food when going grocery shopping and cooking it is the best part?
Right.
You go grocery shopping, you get unequal portions of ingredients, so you have random amounts left of random different ingredients, and it's perfect. The best case scenario you could ever have. And then you cook for 2 to 3 hours.
Yep.
Super fun. You have an absolute blast.
Yep.
But then you're sitting here with a plate of food. The fuck you gonna do with it? Eat it? Fuck that.
Yeah.
So Blue Toke, they come over, They don't even knock on your door. You have a police battering ram, and they just fucking bust in, break your door, and they don't pay to fix it. That's on you.
Right.
And then they come in and sit down around your dinner table and start yelling swear words at you until you put the plate in front of them.
Nice.
And then they just fucking scarf that shit down, fart, and then leave.
The fart is actually what you get for free with code Grid Engine.
Exactly. If you don't use code Grid Engine, they won't fart before they leave your house. They just scarf it down and then they just dart out. But
And we know that farts in certain areas of the world are actually a compliment.
they're a
after a
compliment in
meal.
general. If you get offended by a fart, then you're a fucking idiot.
That's true.
But if you go to their website and order and use code Grid Engine, you will get a fart from every person that comes to your house to eat your food for free.
Bottle that shit up.
They will make sure they hold in their best, juiciest, stinkiest fart for you, and they will come eat your food, just rip one out, and then take off.
Yep.
Make
that
sure to
is
go to bluetoke.com/Grid Engine.
to get the fart for free. All right, gentlemen, my fart stinks. And it's just a thank you to both of you for being here. Now, we're going to go
really
ahead.
Appreciate that.
No problem. And it was free with code Grid Engine.
Hell yeah.
All right, moving right along. PS5, Xbox Series S and X. I love that they did that. Thank God. And
Thank God.
the Swatch.
The Nintendo Swatch.
So, I always go first, and then you guys, then Noah talks for the rest of the time. So,
Whoops.
here's what's going to happen. Ready? I'm going to say what I think. And based on the upload date of this, you know that if you're watching this years down the road, there's some games we don't know about yet. This is the current console. You know? It's pretty fucking sweet. So, I managed to get a PS5. I got scalped as fuck. It was pretty sweet.
Yep.
And
you paid scalper prices?
it was like the lowest scalper price.
What did you pay?
$475. It was only 75 over asking. No.
$575.
Yeah, $575.
Oh, okay.
I have the disc version. So it was only 75 over,
Well,
which
that's
was
probably what you would have paid with tax anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was not
Okay.
horrible.
That's not terrible.
Most of them at the time were going for like 7, 6,
8.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, I found one for only 100 over asking. I paid $6 for mine.
Yeah. So I don't play a lot of games.
Eric just judging us.
currently.
Hardcore.
Yeah. But I'm not as much of a gamer as I used to be, but I bought one because I was like, man, I really want to play. I don't even.
Ratchet and Clank.
Actually, you're correct.
Yeah, it was the new
'cause
Ratchet and
I was
Clank
about to say I don't even remember why I bought it. Yeah, it was to play the new Ratchet and Clank, and it was totally worth it. That shit fucking slapped.
Oh, yeah, it was a
And-
really fun game.
Yeah, it was a good game. And then I really liked that you could put your PS4 games on it with a slight performance upgrade.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, let's do this. It was sweet. We played Hitman 3 a bunch on it.
Oh,
with
yeah, that was a lot of
improved
fun.
performance. What else? We've been playing Resident Evil 7 on it.
Yep.
And we have Resident Evil 8 that we're going to play afterwards.
Yep.
I'm really excited to play that game because I think it's better than 7 in my opinion, as long as you're down with a much different kind of weirder story.
I've heard that in terms of Resident Evil 7 versus 8, 8 has better gameplay, but 7 has a much better like spookiness
Yes,
to it.
absolutely.
And better story.
8 is much less spooky.
Is it
but
8 Village?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the controls are much more refined. And Ethan doesn't feel like when you tell him to stop moving, he has to think about it for a second.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my only problem with 7 is it feels like Ethan is like fighting the controller. But I already talked about that.
Yeah. So we're going to, I don't know. Do you have any experience, either of you, with the Series S or X?
I do not.
I haven't been able to get one. I've played a little bit of like COD on the Series X, but like I haven't really played anything. Honestly, I haven't played anything new on the new consoles because I don't have one yet. I'm waiting. First thing I'm going to get is Infinite and at least play a campaign.
Yeah.
But
So you're going to stick with Xbox? Because you're like our resident Xbox guy. I'm the resident Sony guy. And you're kind of both.
see,
Yeah.
the thing is, I want both,
I-
but I just
I-
haven't been able to afford both. I'm
Well,
a resident
yeah.
Nintendo guy, and I always get Xbox because I want Halo. But I would like a PlayStation because there's a lot of IPs I want to play on PlayStation. Like I don't have any real like loyalty to any of them, but Xbox has always just been convenient because I can backwards compatible. You can play Xbox games on a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, but whereas PlayStation, you have to have like the PS3, but it has to be the original cut version because
yeah,
that's the only one
yeah.
that's backwards compatible. And yeah, so
See, I've always been, not always, ever since I graduated high school, I've been the PC guy. And I buy PlayStations and Nintendo
We could do an episode
consoles.
on PC.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I buy PlayStation and Nintendo consoles just because I want to play their
IPs.
their original IPs.
Yeah.
Because as my wife Amanda puts it, I'm Nintendo's little bitch, and whenever they make a new Zelda title or a new console, I will buy it just because I want to play the Zelda title. And
But along with that, you get a lot of other really good options for games.
Yeah, like-
you can't be salty about the new Mario Kart or the new
Yeah.
Smash.
but I definitely only bought the Switch to play Breath of the Wild initially.
Well, Breath of the Wild I think was very worth it.
Oh yeah,
But let's do Switch last because we have the most to say
Yeah.
about that. PlayStation, they came out with a new kind of Uncharted where it like fills in some gaps in non-Nathan Drake characters.
oh yeah, I remember that a little bit.
Yeah, and I really want to play that because
What's it called?
I don't even know the name, to be completely honest.
Whoops.
And like, I'm an Uncharted guy, and I don't know the name. I just haven't looked into it, which I just don't have the time. But I really want to play it, and it looks pretty sweet. And they also came out with A Thief's End, I believe, on PS5 with better
they remade
graphics
it.
and better load times or whatever. It's pretty sweet. Same with God of War. Same with Skyrim.
And they have God of War Ragnarok now.
Is that already out?
Yeah,
Is that the new one?
Yes, that's the second God of War in like this new like Nordic God of War.
That just
franchise.
proves to you that I haven't really played it. But I think one of the other main reasons I bought a PS5 was because you had one way before me.
Yep.
And I played the fuck out of Assassin's Creed Valhalla on PS4, and I timed my load times. And I ended up with
The longest load time you had wasn't it like 1 minute and 45 seconds?
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then I sent him a Snapchat and I was like, "Hey Simon, watch this." And I fucking loaded and it was like 9 seconds.
Yeah.
And then Simon, like the next day, you were like, "Fuck you, I got a PS5."
Yeah. And then I never played Valhalla. It's very
It's
typical.
about sending a message.
Yeah, it's very typical of it's very typical of me to just not do what I purchase something to do.
Yeah.
Like I'll buy a boat just to look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
They recently remade The Last of Us, the first one,
They
part
sure
1,
did.
Oh, don't start me on that.
and released it for the PS5.
For $70.
Oh yeah, it's way overpriced, and I definitely spent that money because I
do
want
you actually have a copy for each console now?
I never own the PS3 version.
So you have 2 copies.
I have 2 copies. I have
Wow,
one for
man.
the PS4. And
You're
one
so
for the
cool.
PS5.
You should hang them up.
It was because I never played part 2. I only ever played the first one, and I wanted to replay the first one, and I saw they re-released it on PS5, and I was like, fuck it. Well, I have the money. I bought it for PS5, and I'm replaying the first one on PS5, and then after I finish it, I'm finally going to play part 2.
I gotta say, while we're talking about remakes, Red Dead 2 and GTA 5. I haven't played Red Dead 2. I played the fuck out of 1 on PS3. That's, kind of backtracking here, but that was a baller-ass game for that series of consoles.
True.
However, Red Dead 2 I've heard amazing things about, and PS5 just made it better.
Yeah.
And GTA 5 has spanned now 3 consoles.
Oh, fuck.
And once again, the PS4 introduced first person, which was a reason to get it.
Yeah.
PS5 didn't. It's just...
GTA
it's
5.
still there,
Yeah.
And luckily Rockstar got it right though. They made it free. Skyrim was never free.
Yeah.
You know?
You could get the GTA. Was the base game included, or was it just online?
I believe it was just online, but at this point, if you haven't played the base game, what the fuck are you doing? You've had 2 different chances before PS5 to play the base game.
I never played. I played the base game for about 20 minutes at a friend's house, but other than that, I've only played GTA 5 online.
I played the base game, and it was fun. It was a great single player experience. However, online is where it's at.
Yeah. That's the only GTA game I ever played, actually, because growing up, I wasn't allowed to touch them.
Right.
Do you have any GTA experiences, or?
I played like San Andreas at my neighbor's house a little bit, but like I don't know, I just was never really into GTA.
Yeah.
Well, one, I wasn't allowed to play it, but like even when I was
Same.
older, I was just like, I don't know.
When I initially bought it, I still lived with my parents, and I wasn't allowed. Grand Theft Auto was not allowed in my house. Mm-hmm. So when I finally bought it for my PS4, that's when I initially got it. I I still lived with my parents, and I hid it in my underwear drawer.
Nice.
Because I had my shelf of all my PS4 games. And then I took that one and I hid it underneath my underwear because they're not going to fucking do that shit. My parents would do my laundry, but they didn't put it away. That was my job. So I was like, they're not going to find it here. And they never did.
I definitely snuck around with the PS3. Like my first M-rated game, once I discovered that you could get them from the store with no ID validation.
Oh, yeah.
I got Battlefield 4. Which I must say I think is the best Battlefield.
Oh, that game was really fun. I personally have to disagree, probably for nostalgic reasons, but I loved Battlefield 3.
I've heard amazing things, but I never played it. I wasn't allowed to play M-rated games. But then after that came Skyrim, which I played the fuck out of on PS3. And then GTA came eventually. And every time a loading screen would come up with Bikini Girl, I would like turn the TV off in case my parents came in because I was like, this will get me fucking fired from the family so fast.
Fired from the family.
Yeah.
Oh
but
my
that's,
God.
that's just a side story. So I think now...
Well, I was going to ask Eric if you were ever a sneaky boy and would try to like get games or play games that you weren't allowed to have at home.
I feel like Eric was a good boy.
I see. The thing was like, I wasn't allowed
Halo, and that's all I needed.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, I was not allowed to play most M-rated games. I was allowed to. The funny thing is, I was allowed to play Halo multiplayer, but I was not allowed to play campaign for a bit.
Huh.
Because there was no gore in multiplayer, and there was hardly any blood.
Yeah.
But like in campaign, there was language. But then my parents, they just kind of like. I wasn't allowed to play GTA, and that was pretty much it. And so
GTA was the line for a lot of parents, I think.
See, for me, it was flipped. I could play the campaign, but I couldn't play multiplayer because my parents were okay with campaign because you were shooting aliens. But in the multiplayer and games like Call of Duty and stuff like that, you were shooting other people.
I suppose.
So my parents were okay with shooting aliens, but not other people. So initially, when first-person shooters were introduced into my family, we were allowed to play Halo campaigns, but like that was it.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time now that we spend a little bit of time talking about the Switch. And then after that, we got to list our 5 favorite games from this series of consoles we've spoken on.
Yeah.
So the Switch, obviously, 1-2 Switch, like the first game on it to show off the motion controls. It's a great party game. But other than that...
It's really only good if you're drinking.
Yes, it's a good drinking party game.
Because if you're not drinking...
When I first bought it, I was like, this is $60? You have to be fucking kidding me. Yeah.
Arms.
Mm-hmm. And then...
$60.
Yeah.
Arms, dude.
It's pretty fun, though, actually. I was playing at my brother's house last time I went down, and I was like, oh, shoot, I've been playing this for 2 hours, but dang, this is actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, the story about how I got a Switch. GameStop obviously didn't have any. All their pre-orders were filled up. But... for some reason, Breath of the Wild pre-orders, they were out of Wii U, but not Switch. Because I didn't have the time, so Amanda went to GameStop and was like, hey, can I pre-order Breath of the Wild? And the dude was like, for which console? And then she went, Switch? And he was like, oh, fuck, yeah, we got a ton of those left.
That's so weird.
But they were out of Switches, so it was a school day, and I got in line at Fred Meyer because Fred Meyer wasn't doing pre-orders, but they were stocking the Switch on release day. So I got in line like an hour before they opened and sat there for an hour, got my Switch, and got the fuck out, and then rushed to school.
Yeah.
Because I was still in high school at the time. And then after school went and picked up my copy of Breath of the Wild.
That's cool. Yeah, I gotta say, Mario Odyssey, obviously I've talked...
Oh, that shit does slap.
With you a lot about this. I that's one of the only games I've played multiple times, and I've mastered the movement. I just love that game. It's so fucking cool. It just, in my opinion, beats the absolute shit out of any other 3D Mario game. And I know both of you will probably disagree. However...
I agree that it is objectively the best Mario game, and I only don't like it out of subjective art design choices.
I would have to agree
Yeah,
with
you
that.
hate New Donk. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I hate the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like why is it a photorealistic dinosaur in a Mario world? Like, I don't know.
It is kind of weird. But
objectively, I know it's the best Mario game.
I base a lot of my opinions on games off of controls. Obviously
makes
with
sense,
like
yeah.
Sly Cooper and stuff. And so Odyssey will always be my favorite.
That's fair.
And obviously, the Mario Kart 8 remake actually was worth the $60 because of all the cool shit you got. The new Smash Brothers was absolutely bonkers. They made it
really cool.
better enough, new enough to be worth it. Obviously,
because
8-player.
Yeah, 8-player Smash, and then
Every map, every character ever released.
that was the big thing.
Was 8-player on Wii U?
Yes, it was.
Shit. All right.
That was the big selling point. It was called Smash Brothers Ultimate because it had
Had to
fucking
be
everything.
Ultimate, yeah.
But yeah,
That's pretty cool.
What's
your
you think you
experience
can
with
get away
Switch,
with
my guy?
without talking about the Switch, bro? Talk about the fucking Switch.
Well,
dude.
so my story for how I got the Switch was it was a wedding gift for my brother.
That's
cool.
fucking awesome.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, it's probably not on your registry, but I'm gonna get you that. I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take it. Give it to me. If Danny got everything else and I just got a Switch, I would be.
I'll be fine.
I'm a happy man. So he got me that and Breath of the Wild, and of course I played the crap out of that.
Oh
game.
yeah, that game's a lot of fun.
I never played it. I started it, and I found out that the any
durability
sword you ever
system.
had
Yep.
durability, and I was like, bye.
You know what? The one thing I was salty about for Breath of the Wild was
The Wii Sports game that came out for it that's fucking garbage. Sorry, continue.
Agreed.
yes, no, yeah, the Switch does have that.
Badminton
But,
and tennis?
yeah, the same game twice.
Stop? Soccer? No.
And if you get it digitally, you don't have the fucking leg strap. What are you just gonna duct tape a Joy-Con to your fucking leg?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But the Wii U, so Breath of the Wild originally started as it was just called Zelda Wii U because they didn't have a title for it yet. And the original trailer for Zelda Wii U actually looks nothing like Breath of the Wild looks now.
Fart.
And it took them so fucking long to make Zelda Wii U that it became Breath of the Wild, and it ended up releasing on both consoles. So the Wii U doesn't have its own Zelda title.
That could have also been part
It
of what
has-
sunk it.
Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, and Breath of the Wild, which is also and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess were on GameCube, and Twilight Princess was also on Wii, and then Breath of the Wild, a better version of it, was on Switch.
Yeah.
And you can tell it was meant for the Wii U because of the fucking Sheikah slate. The Sheikah slate was obviously intended
For the gamepad?
for the gamepad.
okay.
It was supposed to be like an immersion thing, and like, oh well, you can see what's going on the Sheikah slate on your gamepad, and it feels like you're Link because you're using it, and it's like, so on the Switch version, I personally think that this Sheikah slate feels just a little bit out of place gameplay wise, because it's like you're playing a Zelda game, and then he busts out his fucking iPad, and he's like, Cocomelon!
Yeah.
It's just fucking
Yeah.
So
I played
that was a
lot
little
of it.
frustrating, but the game overall was still really good. I'm not a huge fan of where the Zelda franchise is heading with all this fucking technology bullshit. I'm not a huge fan,
Yeah.
but I did really enjoy the game. The gameplay was good. I'm actually, I'm just going to say this and leave it. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm working on a video called Breath of the Mild where I just go fucking ham on what I don't like about the game.
Nice.
But I'll just leave it at that. But
That's cool. Eric, what was your favorite game of the Switch?
favorite Switch game? Go.
Oh gosh.
Or the one you played the most?
When I played the most. Oh gosh.
I'm going to judge you harshly depending on your answer.
It's. I don't know if I have a favorite. I kind of rotate through a lot.
What did you play the most?
What did you play the most?
Breath of the Wild. That's
it's
everybody.
It's a top 3 between Mario Kart 8, Breath of the Wild, and the Mario 3D All Stars collection.
Mario 3D All-Stars Collection,
right.
dude, that was a
banger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a little disappointed that they didn't do more with it. That they didn't like enhance the graphics or anything. They pretty much just ported the games and were like, "Here you go."
They should have fixed the camera in 64. That could have made it so much better.
And Mario Party.
Oh, yeah. Both of the Mario
Superstars.
parties.
I hate Super Mario Party. I love Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah, no, Superstars is the
Yeah,
one.
Superstars is amazing.
I
Super
enjoyed
Mario
both of
Party
them, to be
can
completely
lick my
honest.
butthole.
Yeah. I thought they were both okay.
My problem with Super Mario Party is everything is motion control based with the fucking Joy-Con.
Yeah.
And it honestly like I said earlier, I'm not a huge fan of motion control.
Yeah.
I'm just not. Give me a regular fucking controller. I honestly 100% believe that the Wii U would have done well if the Pro controller for the Wii U was the normal fucking controller and they didn't have the gamepad. I think the Wii U would have done, and also if they didn't call it the Wii U, because a lot of people were confused by the marketing and they thought the Wii U was just the gamepad and it was an extension for the Wii.
Yeah.
So if they've changed the name and just had a Pro fucking controller, I think it would have done way better.
All right.
Either way, sorry.
Time to close this out.
Tangent.
I'm going to start with my, in no particular order, top 5 games from these console generations. Ready? Here I go. Number 1, like I said, in no particular order. Definitely Uncharted 4. Then after that, I'm going to Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Then after that, I am going to, based on playtime alone, it's got to be Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. That one was pretty sweet.
That's a good choice.
Then, because we covered the Wii Sports Resort, obviously. And then lastly, I think Skyrim, but on the PS3, because that's the one I played the most, and that was when it was new and fresh and really cool and advanced for the time.
Yeah.
The remakes, PS4 was cool, but it didn't get nearly as much playtime out of me, and it was not nearly as impressive because the colors were still, they were washed out compared to everything else on the console.
True.
Especially compared to like when Witcher came out, which was like when that.
Oh,
The Witcher
yeah.
3 and the like the open world game with a bunch of cyber dinosaurs.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was those kind of put Skyrim to shame when it was
Yeah.
remade. All right, Noah, top 5.
Top 5. Obviously, Wind Waker HD. Favorite video game of all time. You can't can't include a favorites list without putting that one in there. The Last of Us.
That's first one. Okay.
Amazing fucking game, and I will always sing its praises. Skyrim, PS3 era Skyrim. I love that game. It was a lot of fun when I got it. I almost got in trouble when I bought it because it was M-rated. My parents were like, "That's naughty."
Right.
And the back of the cover had like a, like a maid with like a fucking like low cut shirt. So my parents were like,
Busty.
"Why you buying porn in video game form?" And I was like, "Stop."
I'm a knight,
The
bitch.
lusty Argonian maid.
Yeah.
Trying to get down with a lizard. 4, I would have to say, I'll go with Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is definitely up there. I put a lot of fucking playtime into that game. And then for 5, I will go with the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Okay.
I fucking loved that game. I had a blast with it.
All right, Eric, hit us with your 5.
All right, so I'm not gonna. There's a lot of games I've played that my playtime, but they're really the old games, so I'm not gonna count the Zelda ones because they're really like GameCube, although because they would be. So it's gonna go Halo 3,
Yep.
Smash Wii U.
Yep.
I would say we didn't talk. Battlefield 4 played a lot of. Or actually, I'm not gonna do Battlefield 4. I'm gonna do Black Ops 3.
Okay.
Played so much zombies.
That game was... Oh, yeah. Zombies was amazing on
Best
that game.
on Black Ops 3. 4 would be, and we didn't talk about this, but the Metro series is
Oh, I
the
never
most
played those.
underrated. It is, in my opinion, the most underrated game series.
Which one you
of all
picking?
time. You can't play. So they have a 2-pack, the Redux collection.
I'm saying thank you.
Code Grid Engine. It's it comes in a 2-pack, and you have to play them back to back. So I'm going
Don't
to count
breathe.
them as one.
It smells like poop.
Yes, in those games.
How
it
many
does.
was that? Was that 4?
So that's 4. So
Okay.
the Metro series, and then I guess Breath of the Wild, even though
Okay.
I
gotta make a comment though. If I wasn't to include Wind Waker HD, because technically, like you said, it's an older game, it's a remake. If I weren't to include that one, Halo 3 would be in my top 5 because that game is really good. But I'm gonna include Wind Waker HD.
Epic.
I'll put Halo 3 at my imaginary 6th spot.
Okay. And with that, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're here for any other reason than Grid Engine, go check out our main channel. It's called Grid Engine. We modify cars and shit. Eric's here.
Pretty fun.
He's pretty fucking sweet. And Noah's here. He's
Yeah,
pretty fucking sweet.
I'm pretty cool. I'm here sometimes.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.
Catch you guys on the flip side, I guess. Flip. Whoa.
That's Nintendo's new console.
What's Nintendo? What?
Nintendo Flip.
Nintendo.
Oh, I like that.
You heard it here first.
It's
You
actually
heard it
just
here
a-
first.
it's
We're
just a
predicting
skateboard.
it. Nintendo Flip. It's like Nintendo Labo, but instead of cardboard, it's just a skateboard.
It's pretty sweet. You get to do it on the go.
Hell yeah.